Hello everyone and welcome back to another Jurassic World Dominion video, where today we are discussing the big enemy and the bad guys that will be involved in the new blockbuster movie that will be releasing in June of 2022. So I hope you're all having a fantastic day today, and if you're not, I do hope it gets a lot better for you. My name is Swerve and we cover everything to do with the Jurassic franchise over on this YouTube channel. So if that interests you any little bit, especially leading up to Jurassic World Dominion, feel free to also press that red subscribe button if you haven't yet done so. But for today's video, we're discussing BioSyn, and who are BioSyn exactly? Well, BioSyn are confirmed to be the big enemies of Jurassic World Dominion, and their name actually hasn't been mentioned in Jurassic canon until now. The first nod was way back in 1993 during Jurassic Park, when we had Dennis Nedry being paid off by Lewis Dodgson. And we can confirm that Lewis Dodgson will be the new CEO of BioSyn, being played by Scott Campbell, who is a brand new actor to the Jurassic franchise. Because, as we've said before, the previous actor did some very unspeakable things. But who are BioSyn, what do they do, and what is their potential role in Jurassic World Dominion? Well, to give their backstory, I'm discussing everything from the Jurassic Park fandom, and they explain the Jurassic Park novel version of BioSyn. However, it is worth noting that the Jurassic Park scene in the Jurassic Park movie is basically scripted exactly the same from what we got in the novel. So, who are BioSyn exactly? Primarily competed with fellow genetic engineering company International Genetic Technologies, also known as InGen, BioSyn tried to keep up with their competition through their head of product development, Dr. Lewis Dodgson. Dodgson himself had a checkered history and extended such a reputation under his work at BioSyn, including an incident where he introduced a modified form of rabies virus to farmers in Chile without the latter's knowledge or consent. Dodgson also operated in corporate espionage schemes for BioSyn, which involved recovering technology from rival companies and re-engineering their prototypes in such a way that his organization avoided possible lawsuits. Now, the next bit actually basically reflects on what we saw in the Jurassic Park novel and also the Jurassic Park movie. BioSyn sent Dr. Lewis Dodgson to meet with Dennis Nedry, a computer programmer, to give him the transportation device for the embryos, paying Nedry nearly $750,000 up front and then a further $50,000, and for each viable embryo an additional $50,000 extra, for the total of $1.5 million in total for his help. BioSyn never received these precious embryos, however. After Dennis Nedry shuts down the park, later leading to the complete disaster, he enters the Dilophosaurus' territory, which has a beach at which he planned to hand over the embryos to a BioSyn accomplice. Nedry is then killed by the Dilophosaurus, and the canister containing the embryos is buried in mud, completely ruining BioSyn's chance of success. The result was several deaths, the destruction of Isla Nublar, the bankruptcy of InGen, and the failure of Jurassic Park. And as I'm sure you guys are aware, those events basically took part in the Jurassic Park movie. The only subtle differences are the fact that we now know it was a Barbasol can, and the fact that he did not go down to a beach where the Dilophosaurus then later killed Dennis Nedry. We all know how that ended in the movie. Now, when we talk about the Lost World novel, basically what happens from then on is the fact that BioSyn tried to buy InGen since they were going bankrupt. That way they could capitalize on all of the technology that InGen had, and BioSyn could be right at the top. Now, as we know, in the Jurassic Park film, the name BioSyn is never heard, but the sequence of the events are basically the same with Lewis Dodgson, so we know BioSyn does exist, based on what we've seen from the novels. And obviously it has been confirmed that BioSyn will appear in Jurassic World Dominion, and currently the only staff member to be confirmed is Lewis Dodgson, who will now be portrayed by Campbell Scott.
Dodgson! We've got Dodgson here!
Other than that, BioSyn has not been mentioned anywhere in Jurassic canon, Jurassic movie canon that is. There are 17 entries in the Jurassic canon, including individual series from Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, 2 VR video games, and also 4 motion comics as well as the short films. Now, if we talk about things that aren't canon, BioSyn has actually been mentioned before. They've been mentioned in Jurassic Park 2, the Chaos Continues video game, the Sega CD Jurassic Park game, There can also be a crash helicopter with a BioSyn logo found in Jurassic Park Trespasser, but notably, the most important one in my opinion is that in Jurassic World Evolution's DLC, their last ever DLC, The Return to Jurassic Park, we actually had a conversation between Dr. Henry Wu and Dr. Kajal Dua containing references to BioSyn specifically. However, throughout that DLC, BioSyn was name dropped by Dr. Ellie Sattler and also the owner of Jurassic Park, John Hammond. So BioSyn is not a foreign company when it comes to this franchise. We are fully aware that they do exist in the movie canon and now we finally get their appearance. But what are they going to do in Jurassic World Dominion? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do know that Manticorp is a brand new company that is big rivals with Masrani. Just like you had the InGen versus BioSyn, you now have the Masrani versus Manticorp. And currently, from what we know about Manticorp, their technology is ahead of the game. They know a lot about dinosaurs, cloning ancient beings that just aren't dinosaurs, for instance the Smilodon,
a saber-toothed tiger,
and also having the technology to be able to create robots to take over these dinosaurs and also have some sort of projected holograms on their own island. So if Manticorp were to appear in Jurassic World Dominion, and because we know the nature of BioSyn, I wouldn't be too surprised that if BioSyn are actually stealing all of this technology from Manticorp themselves. Currently, the only people that we are fully aware who worked for Manticorp are Cash and Daniel Conn, Kenji Conn's father, as well as Dr. May Turner, who seems to have turned against them, if you pardon the pun. But there was speculation that Eddie from Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Season 1 and also Dr. Wu were potentially working for Manticorp. Unfortunately, this is still yet to be confirmed. And with all of these new dinosaurs, such as the Giganotosaurus, the Pyroraptor, the Therizinosaurus, and the Quetzalcoatlus, all of a sudden showing up in Jurassic World Dominion, I think it's safe to say that BioSyn is definitely the ones behind creating these new dinosaurs all of a sudden. Especially with Masrani now passed away, and also InGen still in bankruptcy, it seems like it's a perfect opportunity for BioSyn to get ahead of the game and get in front of their competitors. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if they stole some ideas from Manticorp. We may even get a flashback sequence to all of these BioSyn mercenaries arriving on Isla Nublar after the destruction of the Jurassic Park in 1993, and then later retrieving that Barbatol can with all of the dinosaur embryos within it. I mean, heck, for all we know, BioSyn could potentially be behind the scenes of the downfall of Jurassic World. They maybe actually knew how to create the Indominus Rex, encouraged Dr. Wu to create the Indominus Rex, and potentially even knew that Jurassic World could not handle this creature. So BioSyn, Biology Synthetics Technology. This company will be shown in Jurassic World Dominion, and they will in fact have Dr. Lewis Dodgson as the CEO of BioSyn. Potentially we could even see Dr. Henry Wu now working for BioSyn since Eli Mills is dead, and also that Masrani is no longer. So ladies and gentlemen, that is BioSyn. They are a company that are against InGen, against Masrani, and potentially even against Manticorp, and could have stolen some of their technology. They have been working behind the shadows for plenty of years. We've known that they have been in canon since 1993 with the appearance of Dr. Lewis Dodgson. However, what they have been up to since 1993 is still up for debate and we still don't know. But I assume that we'll be learning a lot about this company in Jurassic World Dominion once it releases on June 10th. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions about Jurassic World Dominion and potentially even BioSyn, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below and I'll be happy to help once I see your comment. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed, but most importantly, make sure you're staying safe out there because the world is going to shit, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.